But let's go ahead and jump in while I'm fresh and, I'm actually speaking in full sentences. All right, so let's do it. I'm just going to do a quick introduction. I am talking to my girl, La'Vinnia. She is a previous client and future bestie. Basically, she is a entrepreneur. She is a networking goddess, and I am just excited to be able to share some of her expertise of what she's really dangerous at in the fashion industry. So let's start off by asking just a few icebreaker questions in 30 seconds or less. Tell me your full name, your number of years in the industry, and why you're dangerous.
So my name is La'Vinnia Holliday. I've been in the industry since 2011, so 11 years, roughly 11 years. And why I'm dangerous? Because I'm an event planner. I'm a fashion designer. I love swimwear. And I have a nonprofit organization. So fashion and giving back is why I'm dangerous. I absolutely love it. That's my passion. That's my motivation. That's what wakes me up every single morning.
Oh my God, that was really well put. Because one of the reasons I have always been so drawn to you is you have this passion for the industry, but you clearly have a passion for making sure that people get connected in this industry. And that is so rare. It's so dog eat dog in most circles. And it's really refreshing to see someone who is looking to, build bridges and not burn them. So
yes. It's so important. It's so important in this day and age. So yeah.
Amen to that. So I'm going to ask you an icebreaker question, because I want to keep this light. So do you have any stupid human tricks or hidden talents? And mine, for example, is I can catch food in my mouth from really far distances. Do you have any I'm
going to hold you to that when we link up in person.
For sure. I'm always ready. Always ready.
I find such peace in untangling knots. So specifically in jewelry, it could be a tangled bunch. And I'm telling you, in 30 minutes or less, that whole thing would be untangled. You'll have your earrings, your necklaces. You probably forgot that you had that many necklaces. Not until I installed it though.
You are a backstage dresser's dream come true.
Listen, they're like, can you take it? Go and give it here because it hurts my heart to see you struggle like that.
Yes.
Go and give it here. But
that is my strength. Let me do this for you.
I love it. It's like I think a lot. And sometimes I'm an overthinker, but it's like when I get a big thing of jewelry, I just start thinking and it's like, man, this is really relaxing. And that's I feel so accomplished afterwards because now we took this mess and separated, and now we see all of the beautiful things that we have in the mess that once was.
Your left brain and your right brain,
working
together. Oh, such a beautiful thing. All right, so let's jump into our questions on your an area of expertise, because as I mentioned, you are great at a lot of things. But what I really want to talk to you about today is your event planning background, because I always see you're in the mix of really exciting things and doing big events. So let's dig into kind of what goes into that. So my first question for you is, how do you go about getting sponsors for your event? How do you go about making sure that you are covered financially to have a good event?
So the first event that I had was in 2014, and by the grace of God and my very supportive mom, we didn't have sponsors for that. So it came out of pocket. And my second event, that was out of pocket too. My third event, that was out of pocket, but I was able to get a small sponsorship from Publix. So shout out to Publix supermarkets. But I think what I've learned is the importance of building community partnerships, and building those partnerships, whether it is through small businesses or if you don't have a nonprofit, reaching out to a nonprofit to be able to connect with them and use their network as well and give back to them. What I've learned is that if you don't have a nonprofit, you can still get a lot of things done just by connecting with a nonprofit, because they can use their network and then it'll show other businesses like Publix, like Chick-fil-A, a local bank that, hey, they're actually doing work of community work. and we can give to them. But it's really good to start off with family and friends, your church members, just starting off with like the most basic sponsorship letter. It doesn't have to be extremely long, but just make sure you state clearly what your why, your goals, who you're doing it for, the purpose of your event, and just moving step by step in that. But I've been able to, the event that we have coming up in May, I reached out, closed mouths don't get fed. I've been hearing that for a long time. So I just really started to move past my fears and say, hey, I'm reaching out to you. Hey, can you connect me with someone? Hey, can you, is there anything I can do for you? Like, what are your strengths and weaknesses? What are you looking for? And building that partnership. So it's like, they're helping me with my weakness. I'm helping them with their weakness. And we're going to come together, bring our strengths together, help each other out, but also helping the community. So that's what that's
fantastic.
How over time to now get to the point to where we have sponsors. We're now getting sponsorships for our events. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that you highlighted that it wasn't all, rainbows and sunshine at first. Like money wasn't just pouring in on that first event, but you spoke to so many different things. Number one, if you continue to prove yourself, the financing will come. And number two, you describe beautifully what it means to work your network, to not just, reach your hand out, but also to, offer to give something back in return. And I think that that's what so many people don't understand about networking is it's not just calling people. It's about building communities and then tapping into that, when you need them. So that's really cool. Yeah. And actually you kind of segue perfectly into my next question. How do you go about building a network of designers, dressers, and models for your show?
So I'm really involved in our creative community here. So if there are any events going on where there are fashion designers, I go and I do my own type of scouting. I don't tell people who I am. I just go.
Okay.
I do a lot of research online. I reach out to different colleges. I do a lot of things, but when it comes to building my database, I keep the people that I keep them in my contacts. So throughout all of the events that I've done, through all of the networking events that I go to, I literally build my own database. And when I'm planning an event, depending on my needs, that's when I'll know who to reach out to. Then with
always ready.
Yeah, always ready. So like even with my events, I connect with cosmetology schools. I connect with, I send out messages to people who I know that are hairstylists. Hey, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody that can do this? Do you know anybody that can do that? It's really just about making sure you reach out and ask, because if you don't ask, how do you know where the help is going to come from?
Exactly.
You can't do this by yourself. Exactly. You can do it by yourself, but I have a simple formula. Go out, be ready to serve, and be able to offer something so someone can say, oh, okay, well, because you got to offer something. You can't just always be like, give. So I go, I say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Once I see somebody that I'm interested in, like possibly working with, hey, I'm doing this. I see that you're doing X, Y, Z. I admire that about you. Would you be interested in helping me with yada, yada, yada? And then in doing so, this is what you'll get. And I make sure I follow through on what I say I'm going to do for them. And if I can't do it, I'm not going to lie to them. Hey, I ain't gonna be able to do that, but happily work something out. So it's going out, making sure you go to the right networking events, making sure you go out and you scout, do a lot of research, reaching out to local cosmetology schools, hairstylists, people in your church, the other cosmetology schools. It's really networking.
Sure.
And just building, and then always in doing so, even if I don't have an event, I think it's important in supporting others. So if there's an event going on, say you have an event, hey, I reach out to them and I send it to everybody. Hey, there's an event going on. It's not mine, but I think you should look into this opportunity. So in doing so, I make sure that I'm supporting the overall creative talent that's here.
Nope, that's not all. You guys, this interview was so good I had to split it into two. Be sure to subscribe so you'll be alerted when part 2 of our interview with Miss La'Vinnia Holliday comes out next week. If you want to connect with Camille Anthony or shop Camille Anthony, head over to Instagram and follow her at C Anthony Swim. That's at C Anthony Swim on Instagram, or go to her website, www.camille-anthony.com. If you want some more information on how to start a clothing line, or you would like to set up your consultation with Black Unicorn Merchandising, head over to www.blackunicornmerch.com, fill out that questionnaire on the Contact Us page, and someone will be in touch with you to get started. See you next week on Fashion Flash and Dash.